Good day everyone, it's Tim8U here, coming at you with something a little bit different. My second ever Pokemon playthrough of the Johto region, with a flying only Nuzlocke. So if anyone doesn't know what a Nuzlocke is, it is a challenge designed to make the Pokemon game significantly harder, and result in the player using a team of Pokemon they probably wouldn't use. There are two core rules to a Nuzlocke. Any Pokemon that faints is considered dead and must be released or boxed. Number 2 is the player may only catch the first Pokemon they encounter in each area. If the Pokemon faints or flees, too bad, you've missed it. I've added some extra rules that are on screen now to make this run possible and a little bit more interesting. Let's go! So we head downstairs, talked with Mum for a bit, and then headed across to the lab. Here, Professor Elm asked us to collect an egg from a recluse named Mr. Pokemon. Odd request of a 10-year-old, but no worries. Sending a child out into the wild, no issues. He did offer us to take one of his Pokemon though. Since my trainer ID ended in a 7, the Totodile was mine. But Totodile didn't deserve a nickname. It lacked the all-important flying type, and as such, it was simply a means to an end. I proceeded into Route 29, and had my first wild Pokemon experience. A level 2 Pidgey. It had a flying type, but I had no Pokeballs yet. So we decided to start the challenge once we could actually get some. We made it to Cherry Grove City, where an old man made us wear his shoes. Ugh, they're still warm. With our new kicks, we were ready to run into Route 30, and up to Mr. Pokemon's house. After meeting Mr. Pokemon and running into Professor Oak again, we got the egg, and headed back to Cherry Grove City. Here, we were ambushed by a red-headed delinquent. This was our first battle, our first hurdle on this challenge. The delinquent had a Chikorita that he'd stolen from the Pokemon lab. Our Totodile had a type disadvantage, but luckily the Chikorita only really knew physical, normal type moves. After a series of scratches, our Totodile emerged victorious. We returned to the lab to deliver the Pokemon egg and file a police report, even after they accused me of stealing the lab's Pokemon. We revealed the delinquent to be none other than Pritch, my first Twitch follower. Oh yeah, I stream at twitch.tv/Tim8U, links in the description. We handed over the mystery egg to Professor Elm. With that, our job was done. We could finally start the challenge. Back on Route 29, we were taught how to catch a Pokemon, and the real challenge could begin. We came off on our first true team member, a level 2 Pidgey that was very reluctant to join us. It took all 5 of the starting Pokeballs to subdue her. We named her Tooswin. Welcome to the team, Tooswin. After some grinding on Centrets and Pidgeys, Tooswin was level 6. We made our way back to Cherry Grove City, said goodbye to our Totodile, picked up some more Pokeballs at the mart, and travelled on to Route 30 for our next Pokemon encounter. Here, we came across a level 4 Hoot, but Tooswin got a little bit trigger happy and tackled it a bit too hard, fainting it. Damn it, Tooswin! With Route 30 bust, we proceeded to past/through some trainers and up to Route 31, where we had another attempt at catching the elusive Hoot. Tooswin was level 9 at this point, and the newest member was a level 5 Hoot named Jocklet. We grinded some levels on Jocklet, and then headed to Dark Cave to get our third encounter, a level 2 Zubat, that we named Corza. Welcome to the team, Corza. We arrived in Violet City, and after a fairly long training montage, all our Pokemon were level 10. We then proceeded to Sprout Tower, and then when we reached the top, we saw Pritch getting scolded by an old man. Pritch jumped out a window with an escape rope, and the old man decided to take out his rage on us. The old man was clearly weary from his first fight with Pritch, so we defeated him quite easily. We trained some more in Sprout Tower, until Corza learned Bite, a decent damaging move for the gym ahead. It was time to show Falconer who the real flying Pokemon master was. Let's go. I led with Jocklet, who put Falconer's Pidgey to sleep with hypnosis. From there, we started damaging with stab-boosted pecks. After the second peck, the Pidgey was still asleep. On the third peck, the Pidgey awoke, hitting us with a critical hit tackle. I took this opportunity to use a heal. I thought Falconer was going to heal the Pidgey. Instead, Falconer wasted its attack by using Sand Attack on a keen-eye Hoot. Our last peck was enough to get rid of the Pidgey. Jocklet grew to level 13, which allowed it to learn Uproar. So, we replaced Foresight with Uproar. It was here that everything started to fall apart. Falconer was using an evolved Pidgey, a Pidgeotto, a Pokemon substantially stronger than anything we had access to for now. My plan was to put it to sleep. Chocolate used Hypnosis after copying a tackle. I took some time to check Chocolate's stats. I wanted to see what the best move to attack Pidgeotto would be with. Since Chocolate had more special attack than attack, a special move would probably be a better choice to use. With Uproar being a base 50 power, also being a stab normal move, I thought, what the hell, that's our best bet over the 35 power Peck or the 35 power Tackle. So Uproar it is. But what I forgot was Uproar locks you into doing Uproar for a few turns and wakes up the opposing Pokemon. The Pidgeotto woke up and was pissed and tackled Chocolate down. This was our first loss and we felt it. We sent out Corza next, used a bite, suffered a tackle, just didn't quite finish off the Pidgeotto before we took a critical hit tackle, but the last bite finished it off. We'd taken down Faulkner, but in the process, we'd lost Chocolate. Back at the Pokemon Center, we had a moment of silence for our fallen comrade, as we threw his bloody corpse back into the PC. The challenge must go on though. It was a new day, which meant we quickly had to get to Route 32, so we could try and catch a Hoppip. We came across a level 6 one, and then we found out something kind of funny. It only knows Splash and Synthesis. All we had to do was wait for it to run out of PP of Synthesis before we could easily catch it with Pokeballs, because Splash was doing nothing. With Hoppip on our team, named Keeps, we finally had a counter to Rock types. This was one of our biggest threats as the flying only run. So we proceeded to teach it Bullet Seed. You know, so it could actually attack something. We then proceeded to Union Cave. We had to get through here quickly. We needed to catch a Spearow in the next route, and Spearow would stop being attainable at night. We also wanted to avoid all the hikers we could. While we had a Hoppip, it didn't have really good stats at the moment and was kind of underleveled. So we just wanted to avoid it and not waste any time training it up at the moment. We'd come back for that later. On the next route, we came across a level 6 Spearow that we successfully caught and named Snapper. Welcome to the team, Snapper. We took our new Pokemon back through Union Cave to Route 32 for some training, and to challenge some of the trainers we'd avoided earlier so we could quickly get back to the Spearow. During the training, I'd had an interesting discovery. All the bird Pokemon I had couldn't actually learn Rock Smash, so I guess it was time to get a HM Slave. We came across a level 8 Sandshrew. Seems good to me, it can learn it. Why not? We caught this Sandshrew and named it Slav1. Next up, Azalea Town. Here we met a bunch of criminals that were apparently cutting off the tails of slowpokes to make soup. But, you know, being a strong adult now, at the age of 10, it was my duty to apprehend these criminals. We enlisted the help of the town's strongest trainer. We climbed down the well, ready to tackle anything in front of us. And of course, the best trainer was too injured to go on. Once again, it falls to the 10-year-old. Our team breezed through the Team Rocket grunts until we came across Proton, the scariest guy in Team Rocket. Proton led with the Zubat, and we led with Snapper. Proton's Zubat was easily taken down by Snapper with just a couple of pecks. Snapper's a beast. Out next came his Coughing. I was a little bit concerned with the poison, but Snapper powered through it. Again, just a couple of pecks, and some Fury attacks, and the Coughing was easily taken care of. During this fight, the Coughing did manage to poison Snapper, but Snapper pulled through, especially with the help of his Shell Bell. With that, Proton, and these slowpoke tail-cutting criminals were all taken care of, and we can continue back into Azalea Town. We're now ready to take on the easiest gym, the Bug Gym. We used the gym trainers to level up our team to level 15. We should easily destroy this gym. We've got the type advantage. All of our moves are going to be super effective. We were now ready to take on Bugsy. I wasn't sure which Pokemon Bugsy was in the lead with, so I quickly switched Corza for Snapper. I wasn't sure if it was going to start with Scyther or with Kakuna or Metapod, and I figured Snapper would be able to handle anything that he threw out. It was time to go. Bugsy led with Scyther. I'm glad I made the switch. Snapper used Peck, but the Scyther outsped and used Focus Energy. This was actually very scary. Especially when the next attack from Scyther was a quick attack that wasn't a crit and still almost one-shot Snapper. Things were growing desperate already. I needed to preserve Snapper's life, so I quickly used a super potion hoping that Scyther would go for another focus energy. It didn't. He used another quick attack. I'm sitting here trying to figure out if I'd switch out if there was someone that I could use as a sacrifice or could take the hit. I accidentally tried running from the trainer battle, and then again apparently, and then a third time. I really just didn't want to continue. But I was locked in. So I went for another super potion. Hopefully this tactic would work this time. With Snapper at full health, it crit with a quick attack. Okay, my next best option was 2-Swin. It had a super effective flying move. I also wanted to save Corza for the Kakuna. I knew Poison Sting with a chance to poison could really hurt this run. We used Gust, but it really didn't do much damage to the Scyther. And then Scyther almost one-hit KO 2-Swin with a quick attack. I quickly used a potion, hoping that we'd get a focus energy and I'd survive. Unfortunately, it happened again. Scyther critted. Goodbye 2-Swin, you were doing your best. I then knew I had no option but to send out Corza, hoping that Supersonic would hit and cause the Scyther to hurt itself in confusion. We took a quick attack, putting us to half health, and used a potion to quickly heal. The Scyther was almost dead, it was so close. Bugsy was clearly paying attention to me when he used a super potion and used my tactic against me. A couple more bites and Supersonic self-hits put Scyther back down to low health, before we copped another quick attack that put us down to 7 health. Things were desperate. I decided my only chance was to switch in keeps and hope that the confusion would hit Scyther, and that I could get a poison powder off on it. This would ensure that it would be dead. After we got lucky with another self-hit, poison just quite didn't take it out, so I thought I'd use Synthesis to try and get to full health after the next hit. It crit again. We were left with just Corza on 7 health, but with a couple of potions up our sleeve. I knew the Kakuna couldn't do much damage, so I got a Supersonic off onto it, I healed up, and took our Kakuna with a couple of bites. All that was left was the Metapod, and the Scyther with one turn away from dying from poison. But what if it crit again? It used quick attack this time and luckily didn't crit. We got the bite off, and Corza leveled up. We knew that we could take out the Metapod, as it would only have Tackle. So, we proceeded to use Bites and Supersonics to take care of it. We did have to heal again though, as the Tackles were doing a bit more damage than the Poison Stings were from the Kakuna. But, we finally made it through. Bugsy was defeated, but at extreme cost. We took the time to have another ceremony in front of the PC in the Pokemon Center. It's what they would have wanted. But we had to move on. It was time to rebuild the team. Next stop, the forest. This was a fatal error. I'd forgotten about the rival fight here, and I was not prepared. All I had was one Zubat Corza. Now Corza was a bit higher level than some of the Pokemon that Pritch had, but Pritch had 3, and I only had 1 really. Corza was just near 17 though, and I knew that with a couple of Astonishers, we could easily take out the Ghastly. We then got Wing Attack. This was amazing. Great timing. We'd use it and replace Leech Life, which realistically is not a great move in this generation. And with Bayleaf being sent out, we had a very strong stab move. But Bayleaf used Reflect. It reduced this damage by half. And then we found out Bayleaf had Synthesis. This was going to be a grind. I knew the only way forward was to use Supersonics, and hope that it would hurt itself in confusion some more. And eventually the Reflect would wear off, allowing Wing Attack to really hit hard. It just kept doing it, and then every time it would manage to get a Synthesis off. It was also slowly whittling down our health with Razor Leaf. Even though it was doing 1/4 the damage, it was enough to hurt. While we slowly chipped away at Bayleaf's health, things were growing more and more desperate. I only had 2 potions left, and another whole Pokemon to get through. I'd be in trouble. With Corza with a bit more health on him, we were finally able to take the Bayleaf out. Then, Pritch sent out his own Zubat. And I was thinking, well, we've got this. We're a higher level by 1. We've got Wing Attack, a stab move. We'll try and hit it with Supersonic. We missed, it hit us. We were in trouble again. I tried to stall it out by using a potion, It hit us with a bite, but that's manageable. I tried to hit it with Supersonic, and we hit ourselves in confusion. I tried again. We hit ourselves again. We were out of healing items. We were still confused. I had to hope. I had to pray. I had to just rely on hitting a Supersonic and having the Zubat hurt itself in confusion, and we missed. Causa was bitten. The run was dead. We sent out Slav 1 to defense curl until it was finally taken out. Johto had defeated us. Pritch had left me broken and beaten in a ditch in Azalea Town. Well, that was my first Nuzlocke I completed, in air quotes, on stream. I know I'll be back though. The Johto region hasn't completely defeated me yet. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if so, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching.